Slayer.
Hello there! Welcome to Halo There, a Halo podcast on the Xbox the Box network. I guess Xbox the Box? I don't know. On the Xbox the Box YouTube channel. My name is Potato, a.k.a. Potatochief, a.k.a. Lewis, and I am your host, and I'm with my good friend, ProperNeko, a.k.a. Alice. How you doing, Alice?
Hi, my pronouns are she, they, and this week we're just like, well, this is pretty much a easier episode because, mind you, we don't have any news in the moment because this one has been pre-recorded because in the moment I am like on a holiday. So if you're expecting like news that happened on this week, it will be featured here, unfortunately. So if you want the latest news, you have to like check out Xbox the Box this week, which I presume Lewis has pretty much got things in place for it. Did you? I should have
a special guest. We're not sure who it's going to be yet, but they're more, let's just say they're usually more aligned with the PlayStation universe. Ooh, controversial. Should be fun. But yeah, this is a pre-recorded episode because Alice is on holiday. How dare she not do a podcast for a week? How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
No, but I hope you're enjoying your holiday. This is past Potato, a.k.a. Lewis, wishing you well. But we are going to talk about some Halo stuff. We have some topics to discuss. But yeah, obviously, if Halo 7 was announced, Halo Wars 3, the Tatanka thing was announced or something like that, or something catastrophic happened, we won't know about it because we are currently in the past. Ooh, spooky. Time travel. It's a weird thing.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, we're doing currently. This is episode 4, A New Hope of the Halo there series. So we got a couple of things we want to talk about. So let's just get into it, I guess. So our intro topic is what we love to see improve in Halo Infinite. So what changes would you like to see to Halo Infinite? Ooh.
Yeah, the reason I put this there because we do not have a lot of topical stuff to add into it, and it's just more like general chatting points. So we got like, I think one of the things that would be worth talking about is probably I just threw in this idea of like 10 things we'd love to see in like Halo Infinite to make it better. But I suppose we can like condense it into an intro topic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit stumped. I mean, obviously, apart from more content, which is what they are doing, I don't really know what else I would want from Halo Infinite, to be honest. I'm having a little think about it. I don't know. Less like charge more reasonable prices for microtransactions. I feel like the microtransactions are a bit overpriced. We've already had this discussion in the last couple of episodes. That would be my big one. But I get it. I get it. They need to make money from the game, so I get why they do it. But I'm not a huge fan of microtransactions. But more content, which is obviously will happen for season 5, and they seem to be improving on the content. Level. It seems to be coming a bit more consistently now, which is nice. More weekly events. I love the 10 Rye events and the Fractured events. They are frequent enough that it's pretty decent. So, I mean, if it just stays the same pace, I'm quite happy with it. But more of them would be nice. I can't really think of anything else. I mean, I love Halo 3 and Reach and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of game modes that might be missing, but I think we pretty much got it all covered now. We got Fiesta, we got Infection, we got Team Deathmatch. So I don't know. I'm quite happy with what we got. Maybe bring in the Battle Royale mode that's been rumored. That'd be pretty cool.
You think it's as if like Battle Royale is dead, and you were just saying about that? Do you still think this is the case?
So that's been in development for a while, and that was rumored for to be announced to Tatanka, Halo Infinite Battle Royale. I heard rumors that it was a separate game, and then I've heard rumors that it was a game mode, and then I've heard rumors that it's been cancelled, and I've heard rumors that it's still going. So God knows, who knows? It's all over the shop. I would love to just see it and just know what's going on with it. And if it's cancelled, just tell us it's cancelled so we can move on with our lives. I feel like Halo has missed the Battle Royale fad. I think that's kind of come and gone already. I mean, that's the problem. Video games take 5 years to make now, 4 or 5 years to make. And when you're trying to follow trends, like instead of setting trends, you kind of fall behind. So Battle Royale, PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, Apex, all that, they're the popular ones, and I feel like people are moving on to new stuff now. So I we had class shooters before that, and I think like the one that everyone's thinking now is I forgot what the term is. I think it's insurgent shooters, which is what Marathon's going to be, which is being made by Bungie, and that seems to be the new trend that people are looking into, which is like co-op, like teaming up and trying to do objectives. I think I'm not quite sure how it works. I've never done an insurgent shooter, but yeah, I don't know if we should just let the battle royale die and just move on to just put the resources into like improving the multiplayer. I don't know.
Yeah,
So what would you
making
like to
more
see?
Halo games with not making it as live services. Give it the microtransactions and just stick it as like Halo Reach, so you can make Halo Reach 2, Death Bungaloo.
So, I mean, what would you like to see improvements to Halo Infinite? What improvements would you love to see?
Well, actually, I did wonder, well, I was kind of like of some video ideas and doing video essays and like talk more about Halo Infinite, because my videos about Halo Infinite tend to like get more views, and one of them is just like reach over 600 views. But I think in the moment, people are more interested in the drama with Microsoft, especially with Activision Blizzard deal. And I think this is what like made the huge boost of subscribers. But I was kind of thinking like doing the video on that, and then I just haven't got around to doing some like info editing. Like I was so busy dealing with editing my podcasts and Let's Plays Minecraft, which to be honest, we've been making some really fun episodes of like Let's Play Minecraft. And I think we could get the same magic with, I think, with the Cursed Halo whenever you get a new laptop.
Yeah, I mean, so we've kind of skipped a topic here, but yeah, we were going to discuss video ideas. So yeah, Cursed Halo is something we wanted.
Well,
Cursed Halo is sweet.
Well, let's go there and just like stick, because I was going to say that I have 10 ideas on how you would improve the Halo Infinite, and this would have been the topic of this episode, but you felt a much better topic would be for the those such ideas, but we'll get to that. So
okay, sorry, I didn't realize that. I didn't know you had 10 things, so you didn't tell me that. But it's okay, it's fair enough. But Halo, so we'll come back to that. So we were talking about Halo, Cursed Halo. Yeah, hopefully I'm getting in the gaming laptop soon. We discussed this in episode 3 of Halo there, and probably talked about Xbox the Box as well. Hopefully getting a gaming laptop. So Cursed Halo, if you guys don't know what it is, it's Halo Combat Evolved with really silly weapons that break the game and silly physics and stuff. And it's a lot of fun, and I think it'd be a really fun series. Also, we did say we might do Lasso, but that might make me cry. Playing Legendary Lasso mode. If you don't know what Lasso is, that's literally all skulls on Legendary difficulty. I think I might cry because that is so hard to do. And yeah, maybe not. But yeah, maybe Cursed Halo, that might be fun. And yeah, so that is what I think about video ideas. So we're going back to what we were saying previously. What kind of stuff would you like to see added to Halo Infinite? What kind of improvements would you like to see, Alice, in Halo Infinite?
Well, this is basically to do with the actual game and not like content stuff, because I know like we should add more weapons, we should add more this, and some of it is for the video ideas, which we'll get to that soon. Yeah. But what I was thinking of, we can do some actual additions there. And I know people saying about region searching, they want to play on specific servers, like European servers, for instance. And there's a few other things as well. But to me, I'm already getting some ideas of what really makes Halo Infinite a much better game.
I just thought of one that I should have said earlier, because you mentioned weapons. I want a proper shotgun. Want a proper shotgun already? There's no proper shotguns in here. We have the the
bulldog.
The bulldog, which is basically it takes 4 or 5 shots to kill someone with a bulldog. That's not a proper shotgun. I want a shotgun where it's literally 2 shots, 1 shot, and they're dead. You know,
I
I want to see they can compete with a sword or a axe or a gravity hammer from like Halo 3. I want like the Halo 3 shotgun back. But that's off topic. I'm sorry. I've stolen your topic, but I just wanted to mention that.
Well, actually, that's a very interesting thing because I do find the bulldog to be like weaker. Like
Yeah.
I like the idea of a automatic semi-automatic shotgun, and I think it's like really cool. And there's also like a fully automatic AA gun or whatever it is. I mean, this is really cool, but it's a shame that it's got nerfed in favor just to like give you a much quicker way to like shooting your shotgun. And I think the one you're talking about that needs to be brought back is the M90 shotgun, where it packs in more power and it has like a slow reload as well. But we do love that shotgun, and it's a shame they like scrapped it in favor of the bulldog, which kind of reminds me like when they got rid of the spunker in like Halo 5 and replaced it with a different kind of rocket launcher, which kind of sucked a bit.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. There's also like for close range, you've just got the sword and the gravity hammer now. You don't really have that third option. I feel like the shotgun was always a good option for close range. You have shotgun versus sword battles all the time, and they used to be really fun back in Halo 3 and stuff. The shotgun would always win, but it was always nice to have that option, you know? It's like almost like rock, paper, scissors, like one beats the other, you know? But yes, definitely. I like the current weapon layout in a Halo Infinite, but I would love a proper shotgun. Not gonna lie, I want one.
Yeah, I think that would be great. But I think the closest we get is the rumored like double barrel shotgun with a gravity hammer attachment, which could actually be returning in like be introduced in season 5, but it could be in like a later season, so I don't know. But I think we definitely need a more powerful shotgun for the game, and I think this is like very, very important.
Definitely, that'd be the top of my priority list. So, what other things would you like to see? Because you said you have a list of stuff you like to see. What other stuff would you like to see, Alice?
I haven't even started, and it's got to be 10 things really. So
let's go.
I think some of them have been mentioned in the Xbox the Box podcast before. So I think I'm gonna start with something that is incredibly more obvious.
Ooh.
I think the first thing is to deal with the coating system.
Yeah.
I love to. We all are asking for a universal coating system, which is like a cross-core coating system where you have one coating applied to all cores. And it's still important because whenever they add more cores to the game, armor cores to the game, like the previous coatings, no matter how cross-core they make it, it still means it may not apply to the future cores. And I think they definitely need to improve the system on that. But as I said in doing the discussions, they still find the system to be difficult, even though they designed it to be difficult in the subspace engine in the first place. And it's just like, they kind of ruined that. And you're obviously not going to be expecting a complete version of the cross-core coating, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, also, we have discussed this before. I can't remember if it was on Halo there or if it was on Xbox the Box. We have discussed this before. I quite like the core system the way it is a little bit. I quite like having a wardrobe of different armors that look different. But I think like color, like paint job color cross things, it makes sense. But I quite like having like unique armor sets. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one out there. I quite like having like, ooh, here's my samurai outfit today. Here's my retro looking outfit for today. Here's my like one that looks like I'm from Crisis, you know, like that kind of thing. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like there's like presets and there's also like different cores. I mean, I remember you saying that you preferred the system, and I think I've also mentioned like where there should be another kind of system where you create your own coatings. And this is what people would prefer, where you assign the color to each part of your armor. Like you apply
Yeah,
different patterns, you apply different
that would be cool.
paints, and if you get it like cosmetics, then it would be great. Because I think in the Rocket League, you can unlock different patterns and you can unlock different
Yeah,
colors and finishes to apply to each part of a pattern. I think this
yeah,
is what really makes Halo Infinite like it just brings more players in. But yeah, as I was saying, the complexities of a slipspace engine, which I have worked on something like that before doing one of the student projects, and these are like
yeah.
a bit hellish to do because you have to put so much work and how to make it easy for people to develop this engine, and they already like made it so even more difficult to pull off when it comes to uh, the game of like Halo Infinite. When obviously in Fortnite you already have coatings for all those different models, and yeah, it's just like I don't think this is when like people are expecting more from this kind of system too. So it's kind of a bit annoying.
Hopefully they'll get that fixed. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with most part. As I said, I think cross color makes sense and stuff, like shaders and stuff. That makes total sense to be able to change the color of certain body parts and stuff in the game. I just quite like the fact of having different sets of armor, but I get what you're saying completely. Like
Um,
I'm Tony Stark with my like bunker of like Spartan armors.
yeah.
I think that's kind of rad. But yeah, I get what you're saying completely.
Uh, but there are other things I've mentioned that I have yet to mention,
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
what really makes Halo Infinite better. Um, I just honestly think, like, when it comes to the content there, I think they should rely less on microtransactions. Like, it should, the shops should, I know that the shops is being expanded where you have more stuff to buy, and I think this is still a really good decision to make because it just, like, gives people more chance to buy stuff. And they recently updated in, like, seasons, starting from season 3, that any of the stuff you missed out on the shops in the previous seasons, you can now like buy them from the customization menu, which is like really good. But it doesn't apply for things like events, weekly challenges, or other unreleased content. And it's just like, yeah, it kind of makes me feel a bit bummed about that. So they probably have to like try to find a way to fix that.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the microtransactions, to be honest, but yeah, I would like them to be, as I said, I'd like them to be a bit cheaper and all that, and to be easier to get. But yeah, I'm quite happy just to have a battle pass, and then like here's 100 items for you to have in the battle pass, just level up and have fun. I prefer that than buying each individual item personally, but that's just me.
I think there should be awards for how much they play. Like, I know
Yeah,
you get like more experience for playing better on Halo, but what I mean is like instead of like just giving credits to the person, you should
yeah,
like give them like tokens because I think in some like free to play games you get like tokens to get to use them to spend or like deal of the day or on like on like different packs. So I was thinking then let's in Battle Pass for instance, you get tokens you can get which you can use on like daily offers or some of the offers on the shop
mm.
instead of actually paying your money or credits for them. And it's just one way to encourage people to get back in and like
I
get
mean,
more of this stuff.
yeah, I know it's never going to happen, but I would just love it to go back to the way Halo 3 was, where it's like, oh, you have 1,000 gamer score, here's the katana. Like, that would be more my thing. Like, oh, you've done this mission in story mode, or you've unlocked this achievement, here's an armor piece. You know, I prefer that, but that's not going to happen anymore, unfortunately,
Yeah,
which
it's a
makes me kind of
shame.
sad. Which
And it
makes me
would be
really
nice
sad.
if the Halo Infinite were to like bring that back when it's not like you said, it's not going to happen. But what I
Yeah.
mean is, it's just like this extra bit of like consumable, like you know, like with XP boosts and channel swaps,
Mm.
you get
Yes.
you get the third one, which is like tokens that you can use it to instead of using your credits to buy a specific item, you can use it like some kind of voucher to get the cosmetics for free. And I think it's just way to encourage people to get back into the game.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm just not a huge fan of microtransactions in general, but I get what you're saying completely.
Also, there should be like it should be a boost to the challenges because at the moment you only get like XP from the challenges, and you have to like complete all the challenges to get a weekly challenge, which changes every week. But I think it's just like it's a bit pointless, and I just feel like they should change it so that in like Paladins, like you have a extra thing where you're not just like got a battle pass where you have to level up to get battle stuff, but you also like have challenges that if you complete like a set of them, you unlock more content, but you get more content unlocked for you to complete challenges for like every few weeks or some sort. I just feel that Halo Infinite should have a system where you get to work hard, that as you complete challenges, you get more points to go towards the awards. And if you wait long enough, you have more awards for you to unlock. I also think like there should be another thing where it's just like I know it feels closer to gacha, but I just feel that you get awards based on the amount of games you play during the season. Like you do 5 matches, you unlock the emblem. Play 15 matches, you get armor coating, and so forth. Like instead of like just like spending all that money to get all the cosmetics and just complete the battle pass by getting experience, I feel that it should like you have the system that instead of like doing objectives in like Halo Infinite, instead you just like complete all the challenges and play enough games, you can get all the content that's released for the season, and it's just one way to encourage people to get in and do sub challenges as if it has a more meaningful purpose than just like getting XP for it.
Yeah. No, I mean, essentially what we're both basically saying the same thing here. All we're both basically saying is we want to feel like we're being rewarded for playing the game more. Like we're getting more out of our time, because it does feel like we have the 10 right events and all that every now and again, but the weekly challenges, you will unlock a shader. If you do like 10 different challenges plus the weekly challenge, you unlock a random shader or like a keychain for your gun or whatever. It doesn't feel that rewarding. I feel like they need to make the game more rewarding for you as a player. I get what you're saying. I think they should be more like you should unlock more customizable things instead of just having to pay for a majority of them and having one battle pass every 3 months. I get what you're saying, really, to be honest. I think that's what you're saying anyway. I think we kind of both agree on that.
I don't think I've been big. I'm not really. I don't think all of the points I want to improve the Halo Infinite up, and I don't think I have all the 10 stuff with me right now. But I think there's some other things that's not entirely to do with the cosmetics. Like, for instance, custom games browser doesn't have all the settings. Like, for last Spartan standing, first of all, great mode. Like, but when I was like trying to do it where you do head to head, it's just like you can't really change much of just settings. Like last Spartan standings, like you cannot change your weapons. You're always stuck with the same kind of weapons where you should change the weapons with it. And same with like Ascension Sailor, where you just like change aspects of it. Whereas like, well, I mean, it's possible you can like have specific game modes, but if you want to introduce different kinds of gameplay or something like that, for instance, you had to go in the Forge, create maps, and you put scripts into it. And I just feel that as if 343 just like tries to shoehorn that as if it's the only way to add different gameplay rules. But I feel there should be like more customization in the custom games browser, because I think some of the settings we want to change, it cannot be changed in the custom games browser, and it just doesn't actually work like that, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. I also feel like back in Halo 3 and stuff, you'd have stuff like Action Sack, and then you'd have a playlist which is Griffball or whatever. I don't think there's enough playlists for like random game modes. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the game mode options are pretty similar. I like playing. We like the game mode we play a lot of is Super Fiesta, because we just like the carnage of it. But I would love just to have Action Sack back, where we can play stuff like Action Sack back. That sounds like a dirty thing to say, but I would love to have that mode, that like game mode back, where it's just random custom game types. It just randomly throws you into like sumo or golf or Griffball or any of that stuff. I would prefer that as an option as well. yeah, I would like more custom game modes. Definitely, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I don't really have anything else to add, and I would have written the whole list, so it's just pretty much being packed up from the back of my mind. And I think that we already have elaborated so much of it. So you're probably thinking like, oh, we only care about improvements to the cosmetics, when there's obviously areas of the game that should be improved for quality of life. And honestly, there's much to say about the UI and how much it needs to be changed, and like takes advantage of space or something like this gives you more information on the screen rather than just a long list on the side. Like it's just almost as if 343 Industries are not really taking notes from like 343 no, the Bungie games day. So
I mean, there's so many little things we could just harp on. Like you have your weekly challenges. When you're on pause in the multiplayer, it still doesn't update how much you've done of your weekly challenges and all that. You only know when you've beaten the mission, like stuff like that. It's like little tiny things they could just fix that would improve the game so much more dramatically. You know?
yeah.
Now, I think this wasn't going to be our topic of the show, but I think this has pretty much become the topic of the show. To be honest, I mean, what do you think? I mean, maybe we could do, because we were going to talk about like ideas for spin-offs and stuff, but I think I think we have a pretty good episode here. I think I'm quite happy with what we've done.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to wrap this part of this podcast first by because I think there is one thing that we absolutely love to see return in like Halo Infinite, and that is the lobby from like Halos 2 and 3. Like,
I love that.
You used to like go into the game and you do nothing then stand in the lobby with all the players there, and we just like talk shit to each other in voice chat.
Yeah, I thought you were saying like used to love the world map with the dots on it saying these are the people playing. I used to love that. I was like, wow, look how many people are playing Halo. Whoa. That used to blow my mind every time I saw it, and now you look at it and it's like no lights on there. It makes me kind of sad. But it used to blow my mind that they would do that on the menus. The menus need to be improved as well. Yeah, I agree with that.
And they completely scrapped all of it for like Halo Infinite, which instead you join the game and you just have this tiny little bar saying you're waiting for the match, but then it doesn't give you access to the lobby, where they should give you an option to just back out. And while you do the game, you just deal with the menus. But instead, you just like twiddle your thumbs instead of like interacting with the people in the lobby. And it gets even better. Like with Halo 3, you can veto a map before you play it. Yes. Or in the case of Halo Reach, you just vote for whichever map you want to play. And those things are very important for any Halo game. And when they got rid of that in like later Halo games, it's just like, oh, you don't like Oddball? Tough. This is where you go on.
I think we both love the game, but yeah, we do have our criticisms for it. I mean, I got loads more we could talk about as well. I was going to mention the loading times for matches is ridiculous. It might be because we haven't got that many people playing, but I recently started I played COD Modern Warfare 2, the original for 360, and then I went on Black Ops for 360. Both of those, I got a game within like 10 seconds. Whereas Halo, it'll say, "Oh, well, we'll look for a game for you now," and like 10 minutes later, I'm just on my computer still. It's like, "Oh, we haven't got a game yet. Like, still haven't got a game. Okay." So I like back out, restart the game, and try and find a game again. Like there was one night that I put double XP on, which is an hour of XP, and it took me 15 minutes to actually get a game.
Oh my gosh!
So I wasted 15 minutes of my XP. So it is frustrating. That's something they should fix as well. But I want to just say that we do love Halo Infinite. We wouldn't do a podcast if we didn't love it. But we do have our gripes, and we will talk. We will tell you what we feel. And 343, I hope you're listening, and I hope you implement some of this stuff. I'm hoping you can find ways to fix this problem. I know we both did games design at university, but I don't think either of us quite know the intricacies of what a game like Halo Infinite has. But I'm hoping you can fix these issues. I would really appreciate that if you did.
Got the video ideas that, like, I was like doing the list of things to improve Halo Infinite, which became a whole episode. But I also have like ideas for like I was gonna I almost got the footage and got the script to do the like all those different weapons, but I haven't got around to finishing it because of other projects. And I was gonna say like which weapons we want to see in Halo Infinite. So I was gonna say like you should like have like a whale gun, which is like pretty fun. There's also like Spartan laser, but I think there's some like other good ones. Like there's a detonation gun that you can use in Halo Infinite, and I think it just allows for more strategies. But I just feel like if they bring the saw back, which is like a beefed up like assault rifle, like you grab
Yeah,
it and just spray bullets for
I used to
extra
love the
damage,
Saw. That was such a good gun. That was in Halo 4, wasn't it? The Saw. I used to love that gun.
and Halo 5 as well.
Five, yeah, that was one of the best guns the 343 added. I would love that to come back. Yeah, bring that back.
Yeah, that would be so
And
good.
I would like a proper DMR back as well because we got the new assault rifle, which is supposed to be like a DMR, but it's not quite right.
Yeah.
The thing, yeah. So
I've also got like other ideas for other kinds of videos. Like I don't know whether I still want to do like whether Microsoft buys Rooster Teeth and how it's unlikely to happen. But if you still want to see that, let us know in the comments below and whether you want to see it.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see what people say. It'd be interesting. But we love Halo here, and we want you to improve Halo Infinite, guys. Please improve it 343. We will love your game. We want to keep playing it. I mean, I want to play it so much that I started a second profile just so I could a lot more Tenrai stuff.
Yeah.
Just something to do, you know. I'm hoping that they fix it. I really do, and I think we could wrap up the episode here if you like.
Well, I think. Well, I was gonna like mention about the other video ideas, but then I'm actually struggling to come up with more ideas for different Halos based on the Halo universe.
Yeah,
I think if I had more time and if I get paid a lot for video editing, once we get like over 1,000 subscribers, well, I don't know, it's just going a bit too much. But I think there's definitely more ideas. But to be honest, I just couldn't get the rest of them into this video. And yes, I think you are worried about going over the time limit because I just like spent so much time about how you improve Halo Infinite, and this became its yeah, it just becomes its own video. So I think we're gonna discuss about crossover ideas based on the amount of crossovers with like Call of Duty Warzone. But I think given that we should be aiming for like 30 minutes per each episode of Halo there, I think it's worth like putting us across to like hey episode 5 or 6, and that depends on the Halo news. Hopefully we won't see more from like season 4, so we can do that.
And also, it'd be good to talk more about crossover stuff once the Activision deal is officially done and it's been penned in, so we know what kind of crossovers we can talk about. Otherwise, we're just talking about Bethesda games, right? So we could talk about crossovers with like Call of Duty and Overwatch and World of Warcraft and all that stuff as well. So there is that as a thing too. But yeah, I think this has been a fun episode. It wasn't exactly how we planned it, but we love Halo Infinite. We love talking about it. We could talk about Halo Infinite for hours on end. We could probably talk for another half hour about Halo Infinite. But what you guys think? Let us know in the comments below what you would do to improve Halo Infinite. If you could do one thing to improve Halo Infinite, what would it be? Let us know in the comments below. We're really close to 200 subscribers. We really appreciate if you guys would share with your friends and family. We really appreciate that. And let us know what you guys think of the show in the comments below. Are you enjoying Halo there? Do you want us to keep going after our limited run runs out? Or do you want us to move on to Starfield, which is what we're probably going to do in September, probably. But let us know what you guys think of Halo there. And we really appreciate all you new guys here who are listening in. And we really appreciate you staying tuned. Is there anything else you want to say, Alex, before we wrap up the show?
That's all. I think it's best to leave it as is. And I think, like, for what it's used to be my idea for the topic of the show, and it's like, nah, I would just stick to the crossover ideas. And then I ended up sharing so much information about it that it just becomes its own topic. So, yep, I'm the one with some actual ideas.
Also, what would be good is I think we're going to probably do the crossover idea for episode 5. So if you're
That's
still
what I
here,
said,
if you're still
yeah.
listening, no, but I'm talking to the viewers. If you're still listening, let us know in the comments below what ideas you would love to see for crossovers in Halo Infinite. So what stuff you would add, like, so we could actually reply to your comments in the next episode. That would be pretty rad. So if what kind of collabs you would love to see put into Halo Infinite, or what kind of spin-off games you would love Halo to be involved in, like Super Smash Brothers or whatever. Let us know in the comments below what you think in the comments below. We can reply to them in the next episode of Halo there. And that would be pretty rad.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it, as I said. Comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, Spartans out.
Neko out. Bye.
Game over.
Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.